Jeff Rowe from Two Hacks Garage. Tell you what, guys, we got something new going on. It's not big block Ford related. It's not small block Chevy related. It's not Pontiac related. It's not dragster related. I told you a long time ago that I was involved in Mopars. Everything was Mopar, 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 Mopar. And then my channel goes to Ford, Chevys, Pontiac, everything but Mopars. That being said, that's all about ready to change. Right over there and right here, there's those two small blocks. But right over there, I have a big block Mopar, specifically a 440. No, it's not mine. A really good friend of mine, John Cope from Cope Racing Transmissions, he's got a really cool truck. It's a shop truck. It's an exact replica of the one his dad had at Transmatic from Calumet City. And at Cope Racing Transmissions, he redid an exact replica of that truck, and it's 440 powered, and it is absolutely beautiful. In fact, there's a picture of it right there. I've got a chance to ride in it. I like that truck, and so does John. However, there is a slight problem. Yes, the engine is not in the truck. Like I said, it's sitting right over there. Dougie from Dougster Wolverine Garage and John, they brought it down over the weekend and said, hey, this thing needs to be gone through. A cam wiped out. Please tell me what's going on with it, all that fun jazz. Get it back together because I got a birthday coming up and I want to cruise it. So my life's already busy. It's already crazy. But the nice part about it is he's a really good friend of mine. And he has helped me out through so much stuff with transmissions for my Ford, for my dragster, and soon to be for Kyle's GTO. Awesome guy. We share a lot in common. So what I'm going to do is I am going to find out what's wrong with his engine. I'm going to get it fixed, and we're going to get it back in that truck. So when his birthday comes around, he can take that truck and go cruising, do burnouts, do whatever he wants. And I hope to go with him on that maiden voyage. Anyway, I'm rambling. Let's see what we're up against here. 440 cubic inches of Mopar power. Yep, sitting right here. So John brought it to me with the cylinder heads on. I removed them pretty much right when he got it here. He was talking about this thing. Now, mind you, this thing does have Holley Sniper on it. He said there was a little bit of a ping, and hey, can you figure out what's going on? Well, there's the answer right there. It's got domed pistons in it. I did some quick measurements, did some quick math, all that, head gasket thickness, dome volume, bore, stroke, yada, 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 yada. And this thing is about 11 3/4 to 1 compression. So yeah, this thing does require premium fuel. However, we're going to try to fix that for him so he can just run regular pump gas at an affordable price. So where are we going from here? Well, like I said, I tore the cylinder heads off. And those actually look pretty good. They're sitting over on my bench right now. And right now what I'm doing is just making sure all the fluids are out of it because I'm going to do a tear down on this. And we're going to do some inspection, see what's going on. And I'll give John a call, tell him what he needs to order. And from there, you know what? We're going to build ourselves a big block Dodge. Told you I was busy. There's the 311 for the dragster, Project DZ292, which is almost done. And John's build. Yep, and my dragster that I've been working on. Just a 2-car garage. Got to do what you got to do. Stay busy, stay fast. All right, so I got the oil pan off, and I went through it a little bit, and I'm not really seeing much metal. There's a little bit of speckling. I'm guessing that's from the cam or the camshaft lobe and the lifter getting wiped out. But I went through it, and what oil was remaining, and I didn't really see much in there. So that's a positive sign. It's a nice pan. It's a Mylodon pan, and it's got this fancy pickup on it there, kind of like my dragster. Kind of neat part about this is while retaining looks to be the factory main caps. However, it's got ARP main bolts on it, and I'm guessing some ARP rod bolts on it. So somebody who built this engine, they built it pretty good from what I'm seeing. You know, it's got the pop-up old school pistons. It's a balanced assembly. And you know what, guys? It's got some good hardware on the bottom and a nice pan. I don't think they built this engine from cruising. I think they built this thing for frying some tires. As this thing drips the remaining oil out of it, what I'm going to do is I am going to get the cam bearings out. I did notice on this, I'm going to have to talk to John a little bit. This cam bearing here, it's pretty nasty. It's got a nice ridge right there. It's got a weird wear pattern on it. I can see that on a couple of them. I know it wiped out a cam, but I'd like to see the camshaft. And you know what, guys? Before I do that, though, I really need to get to work. I'm going to get them cam bearings out. All right, well, let's take a look at these cam bearings. Cam bearing number 1, you can see it's got some wear in there. Kind of hard to see. Let's take a look at number 2. Number 2, yeah, it's got some wear also. It's kind of some uneven wear across these. It's like the load on it was pushing down on that camshaft more towards the bottom of the bearing. So yeah, we're going to need new cam bearings. Not terrible. I've seen way worse. These actually aren't too terrible at all. There's no really deep grooves in it except that first one. So yeah, cam bearings are out. I'm tagging all the parts, and I'm going to give John a call. All right, real quick. What I ended up doing was I'm making a list of everything just so I know what I've got going on. John's engine, he's a good friend of mine. I want to make sure everything's done right, so I'm checking everything as I take it apart, and I'll check it when I put it back together. Anyway, I took the oil pump apart because you got to remember, metal did get into this. I didn't find any metal in the oil pump. Everything actually looks pretty good on it. I'm just spending a little time getting everything cleaned up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through here, make sure everything's good, make sure it's clean, no debris, and I'll repack it with some assembly lube, put that back together so we can call that done. Oil pan. I got the oil pan all nice and clean. And I didn't really find much in there. I really went through it, even ran a magnet through it. I didn't really find much metal in there. So that's a positive sign. So next steps, what I need to do is we need to really get started on getting stuff disassembled here so we can get pistons and rods out, stuff like that. So we can check all that out. I'm going to get the rear marine seal out here in a second. I did take off the bracket on this tube. It looks like it had been tapped and threaded and welded right there. So I'm actually going to leave that into place. I did clean it out. There was no debris in that. I've just been really going over it, guys, just to see if I see anything not good. And so far, I really haven't seen anything bad. So what I'm going to do next is we're going to get that out, and then we're going to get pistons and rods and get the crank out so we can really take a look to see if anything's damaged. Seeing John's a really good friend of mine, and I don't want to lose anything, and I'm usually like this anyway. I'm bagging and tagging literally everything. I want to be able to reuse as much from this as I took off as I can. And seeing I have been infected with small block Chevys instead of Mopars for the past few years, I am literally labeling everything. I'm also going through here, taking a bunch of notes and preliminary stuff that I'm looking into. Just all that type of stuff. I like the numbers. You guys seen that in a lot of videos. So I'm writing down all kinds of stuff in here. And, yeah, getting a parts list going, you know, just all the fun jazz. Just kind of, if you want to call it behind the scenes type of stuff I do to make sure that a build stays together numbers-wise, stays together parts-wise. So it's affordable, it's right, and at the end of the day, that's what we want. Back to work. I'm rambling. All right, well, what did we find? Let's take a look at the crank. Journals actually look really, really good. I might micro polish that out just to make sure. I've been running my fingernail over it. Not too shabby at all. I remember some metal went through this engine, and this crankshaft actually looks really good. Kyle and I did use a dial bore gauge, and we went through each cylinder. Everything, there was no taper in it, no wobble, nothing like that. Everything was within like a half 10 thousandths on that. So the bores are actually really, really nice on it. It's going to clean them up. And like I said, the crank, John, I think you got lucky, my friend. So speaking of the bores actually look really good. There's really no ridge in there. It's kind of hard to see. You can see a little bit of wear from the piston rock in there. That's normal. But it still has the cross hatching in it. It looks pretty good. It's not too bad at all. Probably just going to go in there and clean this up, clean up the deck. I got a lot of block cleaning to do. All the plugs have been removed. Yeah, I just got a lot of cleaning to do on this. And the bores look good, John. They're within spec. Got lucky, man. This one's going to be an easy one. Let's go check out the main and rod bearings. That's a different story. Well, let's go check out the pistons and rods. I got these sitting here. I've been going through and cleaning these kind of off camera. Just to kind of show you what we're up against here on the mains. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, front to back. Take a look at this. Remember I said I had some metal go through the engine? Look at that. That bearing is toast. It's got a groove in it, but the crank is fine. These are a Clevite 77 bearing. All the mains show some wear. I won't go through all of them. I'll just randomly pick them out, show you. Yeah, they're pretty wore. Yep. So yeah, mains, those bearings are toast. Crank is good, so that's positive. Much cheaper replacing bearings than a crank. Rods, yeah, same thing. They were just kind of like washed out. You know, you can't really feel it. But there's quite a bit of uneven wear on a lot of these. You see that one's got a groove in it, and that's number 6. And I talked to John this morning, get some parts, and the cam lobe did wipe out in that area. So when you see these bearings and all that, you're seeing where that metal went down in there. You can see that one, same thing. Yeah, they're just wore. So yeah. By the way, he's got 6-pack rods, and these are a forged piston and they're a dome. So it's kind of neat. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave it now. I'm really tired. John, your crankshaft's good to go. You got good rods, you got good pistons, you need new bearings, you need some gaskets, a bunch of other stuff. I called him, told him what parts you need to order. But that's what we're gonna do this video now. We're on a mission from God. See you in the next one.